These are the top 3 supports you should know how to play. Now, this is the last of us of the 5 videos where I kind of talk about champions you should know how to play in each role. I play every role. I am a gold rank player, and so I'm higher than more. Like, I think I'm higher than more than 50% of the community. So this is just my advice. If you want to learn how to play every role, or if you just want to learn a new role, this is a good place to start out. This is for supports, and we have Braum, Leona, Janna. Now, I chose 3 different kinds of supports. If you think Braum is just a tank, you are very mistaken. Let's get right into it. Braum is a tank unlike all tanks. He is engaged that shields the team, which sounds conventional, but it is not. His Q stuns. His passive, when you hit someone, his Q slows and applies his passive. His passive, when someone, after you get hit 3 more times, they're stunned. His W allows him to dash for someone, give him resistances. His E allows him to put up a shield, blocking projectiles. And then his ult is knocking up people in a line. Now, Braum is one of the few champions that have a unique support playing style. A lot of supports have a very unique playing style, but for him, he's a tank that just goes in, hits everyone, and he just shields and he just falls back. He engages and he just drops back, kind of thing. Where a lot of other champions like Leona or Alistar are all engage and then they're just like, ooh. Braum, you are always doing stuff. You start the fight, you help out the fight, and then you're just shielding. Or you're shielding and you're trying to help out as much as you can. So for Braum, a good reason why I suggest him for a lot of new players is because he's super good. He's one of the few champions, I feel like, in the game that if you play him super well in the support, you can carry the game alone because you're going to be so useful. And if you build right, you're going to be more useful than the AD carry half the time. Real quick, this is like my support. Love him. Quick tips on how to play him. When you get into a team fight, stun, move on. Just try to stun everyone, because that might seem unconventional, but trust me, if you need to peel, then peel. Like if there's a Kha'Zix jumping on your AD carry, then yeah, just stand there in between Kha'Zix and your AD carry, make sure he doesn't die. But if it's a front to back team fight, you should not just be standing there. Hit everyone with at least one auto or your Q, and then drop back with your shield. You're going to stun the whole team with only hitting them once. Then you can ult to start it out. You can jump around. There's a lot you can do in the team fight, which is rare because a lot of people use everything they got instantly and then they're waiting for cooldowns. Braum, your passive has no cooldown until it's used, so make sure it gets used. Next is Leona, where Leona is a pretty traditional engage style champion. With her, a big focus is going to be on level 3 and beyond, which is you have all your abilities, you can keep someone down. You have you have a snare, I think it's a snare, or you have 2 stuns. But you have snare, stun, and a slow. If you use them correctly, you're going to level 3 all-in kill, and then from that point on, you're just going to control the lane. You're going to control the game, and then when you get level 6 and beyond, you have this AoE stun/slow that you can use all the time. So use it all the time. Or try to set up fights. You're going to be the engage. So a good thing to learn about support is you're going to be trying to engage a lot. Jungle is the leader. I said that a lot. People think mid lane is. I think jungle is. Your jungler is a pansy and scared to make decisions and do stuff. Bad jungler. Support is almost the exact same way if you're playing someone like Leona or even Braum. You have to set the terms because your life is on the line. If you're going to die, you better get both kills. If you die for nothing, you're pretty bad. Like, that's the idea. That's, like, and the thing is, like, if you die saving your bot lane, you did a good job. So good job. You earned it. But that's what support is. It's very much a giving role. And so with Leona, set the tone. Don't let the AD carry tell you what to do, but learn what you need to do and learn what you can do. Are you going to die learning? Yes. But that's going to allow you to limit test and see what you can do. Just don't dive under tower level 3. That's always a bad decision. Janna. Janna is one of the... I chose Janna out of all the enchantresses. I chose Janna because she is freaking annoying, and that's exactly what you want from Enchantress. Her tornadoes can knock you up. She has a shield. She has a freaking slow that can pester you in lane, and then she has a knockback enemies and then heal you in an area, which is perfect for team fights. If there's ever Enchantress to learn, she is number 1. If you hate her that much, I understand. I have a friend that does the exact same thing. He hates her so much, he ignored her for 2 years, and then when he played support a lot, he said, fuck it, I'm playing Janna, because she sucks, and I'm really good at her, and look at me, I'm winning. There are a lot of other Enchantresses you do. I do 2 tanks and Enchantress, because I feel like Enchantresses is a role that you can learn through playing a bot lane and even mid lane, because it's like, I'm going to stay back, I'm going to try to be safe, danger zones. Tank supports are very different because you're engaging, but you're not doing the killing. You're setting up the kill, so it's very different. And so I like to highlight 2 good champions to learn the different play styles, right? The all-in and then the hard setup protection route. Alistar is another example of all-in. Nautilus is another example of all-in. There are other play styles, for example, like Pyke, who's sole focused to get a lot of kills. Don't play that starting out. A lot of people think, oh, let me play that starting out. No, do not do that. Play traditional supports to learn the lane, and then you know how to manipulate the enemy support because they play traditional, and you play non-traditional, and then you can know what they're thinking, and you beat them up. It's that simple. I don't know. I have to explain this, and it's going to be my last point, because literally people just go in thinking, oh, Pyke, it's so easy. No, it's not, because you're playing like a mid laner, and you're going to lose. You got to play like a freaking support, or you have to know what the support's going to do, and so you have to know what a support does, but you don't know what support does. You think you do, but you're not. That's why it's super important by playing all the roles, is that you learn what they do, so when you do other roles, like jungle and you gank, you know what they're thinking, you know what they're trying to do. Bot, support, it's good to play your other role, so then you know what the other person's thinking in lane, even when you're not talking to them, or you know what they're experiencing. So you're not a douchebag saying, just go in, I just need you to go in. You don't know. Especially the biggest problem with the bot laners, they don't know what support ranges are. They just assume you can reach it anywhere. Like, that's all they really think. They know some of your abilities, but they don't know the extent of it. They just see it happen, so they think they know it, and vice versa. People think AD carries are super strong. AD carries most of the time are super weak in the early game, and you need to make sure as a support you hold them down, or they're just low. Janna is a good example of low, like getting him low, and then when you get a knock up, the AD carry can go all in. That's a benefit of playing Enchantress, is that you can allow the AD carry to go all in when they want to, just because you're throwing stuff out. Nami is another good example of this. You hit a random good bubble, you guys can go in and kill them, and you just did what you had to do. But mana tends to be a bigger problem for Enchantresses, where health is a big problem for tank supports. Both of them get hard counter all the time, and you have to make sure for that. But these are 3 really good picks that you can tend to avoid a lot of those counters, because you can just play a little bit safer, absorb a lot of the harass, and just kind of push on. But that's just my picks for the 3 best support.